Hi everyone, this is Johnnyonoes and I'm playing Starbound version 1.0, and in this Let's Learn video, I'm going to teach you all about how to set up a nice little rail system for your base, colony, or ship. I had a request from a Josh Vo. He had commented one of my videos and he wanted to see a video just like this, so here it is. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. So what you need to start off creating a rail system is you need to build yourself a wiring station, as well as a rail crafting table. A rail crafting table requires Durasteel as the tier component. Then a wiring station also requires Durasteel. So once you get to the Durasteel tier, you're basically going to be able to do this sort of thing. So let's go ahead and see what we got. So you build the two stations. That allows you to create buttons and levers. The wiring station allows you to do that. And then the rail crafting table allows you to create all the different items you can for the rail system. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at different rails. So the most basic of the rails is a rail connected all the way across and then ending with what's called the rail bumper. Now what the rail bumper will do is it will merely pass a platform back and forth. So as it hits the end, it just goes straight back. This is your basic rail, and if you just want to keep things simple, this is a great way from getting one place to another. The second rail I'm going to show you here is ended with these items here called rail stops. So I got one on each side. Along with each of the rail stops, I have a simple button, a tiny wall button. And this is just compresses and it sends a signal to the item that you have it connected to. So just go ahead and select the wiring mode. So you can see each of these buttons are connected to its corresponding stop point, or the rail stop. So let's go ahead and throw the platform on top. Let it run its course. And as soon as it hits the rail stop, it will go ahead and stop. And it will stay that way until you click the button. And this is the basic rail stop that I use for my farm. This goes back and forth. If you want to create additional stops, all you have to do is put a hole in your rail system here, place a rail stop, and then place a corresponding button along with it and wire it up. Pretty easy. There we go. Let's stop, and there we are. So that is the second rail I was going to show you. Alright, so here's the third rail system that I wanted to show you. So basically it's got the same kind of effect as the second one, where it's got a rail stop on either end, but in the middle it allows for you to travel up different decks. So if you had a very large base that you wanted a nice little tram system built in, this is a great way of doing it. Now, it's not the most elegant way, but this is the way that I came up with. You know, it seems to work really well, but it's not the most elegant, so I would imagine someone else might be able to come up with something a little bit better, but it works. Something I would use for a much larger base. So basically how it works is each one of the 4 rail stops that are in the middle here are surrounding a rail switch. Now, the rail stops are all connected to a single switch here. The switch is connected to, the rail switch is connected to a switch. Now the switch is persistent, so if you pull it down, it stays down until you're ready to click it again. So let's see what this looks like in action here. So as we did with the second one, works really nicely, back and forth at your command, no problems. Alright, so let's just say I want to go up instead of down, or instead of right. So I'm going to hit the switch, and you'll notice that this changes into kind of like a circular pattern. It's easier if I show you this one. So instead of the crosshatch symbol that was there, it's like a circular pattern. This basically means that it's going to try to avoid, the rail is going to try to avoid this spot and then go diagonal instead of straight. So let's go. Let's hit this button, and it's going to move us diagonal now. So the best thing to do is if I want to go up, I click this again so it's straight, and I click the button, and now I'm at this level. And now I have the ability of going up instead of sideways. So let's just say now I want to go to a different level. I hit the switch, it changes it to diagonal, I hit it again, and now I'm on this level, but going sideways. So this seems to work pretty well. Like I said, it's not the most elegant of designs. The diagonal, the rail switch, basically what it does is it either allows passage or restricts passage. So the way I can kind of explain this is, let's see, let's just make a little rail here. So you got your rail, and this is going to go either right or down. So it goes down, and this one's going right. Now normally a platform will just travel in this fashion. It will go left to right. Now if you restrict that movement with a switch, let's see, where's the switches at? There's one. So it's considered open now. So if I throw the platform on there, it's going to do the same thing. So it's not trying to restrict its movement. But as soon as I put a switch to it, let's kill that real quick. As soon as I restrict it, so now it's restricted. So now the panel is going to try, the platform is going to try to go down instead of continuing to go right. So that's how switches basically work. It's either open or closed. Don't think of it as kind of like a rail junction. It just means you're either restricting it or you're closing it. Now, that works really well with these switches here, with these rail stops here. But you can probably find a better way of maybe you hit a switch right as you're about to go up or down. So it really depends on how you want to do it, but that's kind of the way I would design this if I had multiple decks that wanted to go left, right, as well as up, down. All right, folks, that's my explanation on how to wire up a rail system. If you've got designs of your own that you want to show off, please go ahead and throw them in the comments below, even with a link. I'll go ahead and approve them if they are what they are, or they are what you say they are. So please go ahead and show off your cool designs, and I'd be really interested to see what you guys can make. But for me, I'm all about functionality. I don't care how, how badly it looks, or, how difficult it is to use. That's kind of the way I roll. But anyways, that's it from me. This is Johnnyonoes playing Starbound 1.0. Thanks so much for taking a look at my video. Please leave any questions in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next episode.